Frustrated Disciple Makers, number 117. Welcome back. Today we'll be looking at the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke to see how Jesus got frustrated with his disciples. So let's get started. Matthew 17 verses 14 to 17, Mark 9 verses 14 to 24, Luke 9:37b, 42a. They returned to the other disciples, and they saw a large crowd around them, and scribes arguing with them. As soon as all the people saw Jesus, they were filled with awe and ran to greet him. "What are you disputing with them?" he asked. Suddenly a man came up to Jesus and knelt before him. "Lord, teacher, I beg you to look at my son, for he is my only child. I brought you my son, who has a spirit that makes him mute. Have mercy on him," he said. A spirit keeps seizing him, and he screams abruptly. It throws him into convulsions so that he foams at the mouth. He has seizures and is suffering terribly. Whenever it seizes him, it throws him to the ground. He foams at the mouth, gnashes his teeth, and becomes rigid. He often falls into the fire or into the water. It keeps mauling him and rarely departs from him. I brought him to your disciples. I begged them to drive it out, but they were unable to heal him. O unbelieving and perverse generation. Jesus replied, "How long must I remain with you? How long must I put up with you? Bring the boy here to me." So they brought him, and even while the boy was approaching, the demon, seeing Jesus, slammed him to the ground and immediately threw the boy into a convulsion, and he rolled around, foaming at the mouth. Jesus asked the boy's father, "How long has this been with him?" "From childhood," he said. "It often throws him into the fire or into the water, trying to kill him. But if you can do anything, have compassion on us and help us." "If you can," echoed Jesus. "All things are possible to him who believes." Immediately the boy's father cried out, "I do believe. Help my unbelief." My thoughts. Now remember, this series is primarily focused on disciple makers, not on the disciples per se. Most writers would look at this passage and write about the father's response, "I believe, help me with my unbelief." Certainly, that's a very appropriate and timely topic to address with all people. But there's something here that I seldom hear leaders writing or preaching about, and yet it's just as important as the man's faith or lack thereof. Do you know what I'm talking about, my fellow disciple maker? Yes, it's the fact that Jesus is frustrated. "O unbelieving and perverse generation." Jesus replied, "How long must I remain with you? How long must I put up with you?" As a disciple maker, do you ever get frustrated? If you haven't, you will. And a lot of times we may feel guilty about it. But let me remind you that Jesus was sinless. He was able to be peeved and even express it without crossing the line of being unloving or untrue. Jesus' frustration in this moment reveals his deep longing for his disciples to grasp the truth and grow in faith. As disciple makers, we may feel similar frustrations when those we mentor struggle to understand or apply what we teach. Yet, like Jesus, we can channel that frustration into passionate perseverance, continuing to guide with patience and love, trusting that growth takes time. His example shows us that feeling frustrated doesn't mean we've failed. It means we care deeply about the spiritual journey of those we lead. Now let me give a warning. We will get frustrated at one time or another. But notice Jesus addresses the disciples and the crowd directly. He doesn't go to John the Baptist and say, "Man, bro, I hope the men you're discipling are better than the ones I got. What a bunch of boneheads." No, that would be gossip, and oh, by the way, sin. Oftentimes we complain about our frustrations to others and not to those who really need to hear it, so they can make corrections themselves. If you're frustrated, talk to the people you're frustrated with. My story. Confession time. I'm more pastoral than prophetic. My idea of lowering the boom on someone with the truth is like tapping them with a Q-tip. So most of the time the ones I'm discipling have to ask, "Did you just rebuke me?" Now I have friends that are much better at getting your attention when you're messing up. And I have to say, I admire these truth tellers. There have been times in my life where a more prophetic person asked a question and totally ticked me off. Ironically, those people had the most significant life-transforming effect in my walk with Jesus. And that's why I love them. Now, I've had to tell some of the same people ratchet it down a bit. There are times when the truth was not received in love. Delivery is just as important as the message. But let's not vote the prophets off the island just because we got our feelings hurt or we didn't like the delivery. The truth is the truth, and if we're going to be transformed in the image of Christ, we desperately need these kinds of people around us. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of an enemy. Proverbs 27 verse 6. Our action plan. Now it's time for application. Here's some ideas. Take inventory. When's the last time you had to confront someone and did it in love? Are you as good at the delivery as much as you are at speaking the truth? Do you need to learn how to be more shepherding or more prophetic? Work on it. Well, friends, disciple making ain't always easy, but Jesus shows us it's okay to feel frustrated as long as we guide with love and patience. Let's keep speaking truth, delivering it kindly, and trusting God to grow those we lead.